Hello and welcome back to Bourbon Barrel Talk. I'm your host, Scott Minton. Today's episode of Bourbon Barrel Talk is brought to you by Fulton Smith Insurance Agency. At Fulton Smith Insurance, owner Mark Smith and his team can help insure your home, auto, business, life, and they also offer Medicare supplements. With over 40 years' experience, he can put together an individualized plan for you, your family, or business. Please call Mark to get your free quote today at 812-725-0815 or email him at marks@fultonsmith.com. And as always, please remember to drink responsibly. Fulton Smith Insurance Agency is a direct affiliate with Erie, Progressive, and other insurance companies. And we're back in the Brock Bourbon Bar, and today our special guest is Mr. Jimmy Underwood. What's going on, Jimmy?
Yo. Oh, just here living the dream. How you doing?
Doing well, man. Now, this is a conversation I've been waiting to have. I've been asking you to come on the show for, what, like 3 years now?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. And he's just been too busy. You know, he's co-branding and co-foundering all these different labels and all this kind of stuff. So today we're going to try a few different ones. We got a couple of Good Times bottles. We've got an Old Rick bottle, and then we got a Bridle and Bit, right? Is that how you say that?
Yes, sir.
Good deal. So before we dive into these and try them and all that type of stuff, why don't you give people a little bit of background on who you are and how you got started into the industry and all that type of stuff, and how's that sound?
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm born and raised Louisville, Kentucky. I did the bourbon tour when I turned 21 in 2001, and they told me that the bourbon boom was coming, and here it is. You know, I really dove into bourbon like 2015, 16. I started chasing bourbon, camping out, you know, the birthday bourbons, the Willets, all the good stuff. Back in the day, you used to be able to just go get them, you know.
Yeah.
And things have changed. I'd started doing barrel picks and thought that, hey, if I could make barrel picks a little more accessible to groups, then maybe we can do something cool. And then I had my buddy Robert Heath tell me maybe we should do some finishing, and we did some finishing, and here we are.
3 years later.
Yeah.
3 labels.
Yeah.
Any other labels coming?
Yeah, we've got several new labels on the way.
Good deal. That's exciting. So tell me about Good Times. So, like, when I sit back and I think about it, and at first I was like, and don't take this the wrong way, I was like, Good Times, that's just a weird-ass name. Like, why would you say Good Times? But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, man, think about that good time we had down at so, and then I was like, you know what? It's actually kind of catchy. So when you sit back and think about it, originally I was like, it doesn't sound bourbon-y, it doesn't sound this, it doesn't sound that. But then after meeting you at all these different like campouts, things like that, and I'm like, these dudes are party dudes. Like they just want to have a good time. So shit, I'm like, that must be where the name came from. But am I right? Am I wrong? What's going on? YOLO.
Yeah.
LFG, right?
That's right. Let's fucking go.
So that's pretty exciting. So I'll tell you what, we'll dive in on the first one, and then we'll ask some more questions as we go along. But this first one we're going to try is the Bridle and Bit, and it's what, 116 proof, 120 proof?
Yes, sir.
116, and this is a 6-year-old. And you said it was an Amburana finish, correct? Or cigar batch?
It's double oaked.
Oh, double oaked.
It's a secret.
Gotcha. Double oaked.
Yeah, so this is our first release in Missouri, and I think it's sold out, and it's delicious. What do y'all think on the nose?
Dude, the nose is unreal. It's really good.
The nose is amazing.
It's got that tobacco. It's got a little bit of cinnamon.
Leather.
Yep, little leather. What are you getting down there, Barbara? You're really in that Queen Karen.
I am trying to figure it out. Golly.
It's very reminiscent of like those nice little hints that you get on in those like sweeter cigars.
Yeah.
Some nutmeg, caramel,
Yep.
vanilla.
I'm not getting as much on the caramel on the nose, but I definitely get those baking spices.
Yeah.
Probably more cinnamon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little apple pie spice maybe, like cardamom.
It's like allspice.
Yeah, allspice. Yeah.
Allspice.
Definitely get the vanilla.
Yummy.
We all took a pull at the same time there. A lot of dead air. I'll get to edit that out. So, man,
Wow.
that's pretty complex. It's got a nice finish on it. Man, it's very, very reminiscent of, your typical Amburana cigar batch type, thing of that nature.
But it lasts on the front and the back palate.
Yeah, it does.
So-
Yeah. It's it's super, super, like, it's got a lot of coating to it. Like, I mean, it's got a great mouthfeel.
Super
real
oily.
Yep.
Yep.
It's got a lot of oil. It's got a ton of legs. and look at it
finish-
holding onto the glass.
Finish just goes and goes and goes and goes.
Yep.
And this is what, 116 proof?
Yes, sir.
It doesn't even drink near that.
No,
at
it drinks
all.
well
No.
well below that 116 proof.
It's like a 90 proof to me.
Yeah, I'd say probably in the 95 to 100 range. So, man, crazy. So, Barbara, what do you get on the flavor? What, are you lost for words all of a sudden?
Yes.
I'm getting a little bit of the rye, like a rye or something.
Is it so? It's a rye pop on that. Yeah, I get that maybe in the mid palate a little bit.
Yeah,
so
on
so
the
is this a
mid.
36% or is it 21? What's the mash bill on this one? Or do you remember, Jimmy?
I don't have that information in front of me, but I want to say a 21%.
You want to say it's 21? Yeah. So, man, the nose on this thing though, dude, I love the nose.
I get
This is
something
a-
citrus.
Citrus?
Yes. I
Like
know.
an
I'm
orange
weird.
or something?
No, it's not an orange.
No, I don't know. I don't
It's
find any
just-
citrus.
And it's not on the nose. It's
No,
on,
I
it's
know,
on
but
the
I mean,
palate.
I'm going back to the palate, but I'm just saying, like, I'm
Yeah.
sometimes if you can tie one to the other,
I know, but
I mean, I could see a little bit of dark chocolate or something.
It's got a real nice
don't
zip
know.
to it at the end.
oh
doesn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
God,
it
it's
does.
amazing.
No,
though.
it's got a great zip. It's really good. So where did the name come up for Bridle and Bit?
We were trying to do something with horses. You know, we're in Kentucky, and this name just kind of popped up. I forgot how it came about.
Right.
We actually, what we do is we submit a large list of potential names to our trademark attorney and have him go over that and see if it's trademarkable. And we pick the best name, and here we are.
Gotcha.
Bridle and Bit, yeah.
So
It's easy
it's-
off the tongue.
Yeah, it does. It comes right
Yeah.
off the top. I do like the alliteration in that, the BB, and it gives you a little bit of, there. But
It's got the sexy horse on the label.
so I do like the
that.
racehorse. I mean, it does have the thoroughbred on there. It's got the jockey. It's got all the little bells and whistles that go along with that. It's just, like I said, I was just kind of curious. And what kind of script font is that? I mean, do you know, or I need to get to the marketing guy, man. What's going on with you? He was, I'm the party guy, dude. I don't want to tell you. So
I'm the professional taste tester, and
listen, everybody's got to have one of those, right?
yeah.
mean,
Absolutely.
That would be a great job.
Yeah,
Oh, I know.
listen, you don't want to release something that's not good.
That's
so you
right,
got to
right,
keep
right.
trying it and keep trying it until it's right. So
That's right.
All right, I do have a quick question.
Sure.
My husband brought up to me. Why Missouri? Will there be a closer release?
So we have Missouri is just a very popular state. It's close, and we've got there's a lot of demand with our other brands in Missouri, and we have clubs we deal with there, and Missouri's very supporting, and we like Missouri, so here we
Okay.
are. Yeah. If anybody else wants to have Bridle Bit in their state, reach out to us.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what's your distribution right now for Bridle and Bit? Are you guys in 7, 10, 12 states? Where are y'all at?
I think we're in Kentucky, Missouri, Tennessee, about to be North Carolina.
Okay. And I know
yeah.
Good Times did some stuff in Florida, and
Yeah,
then
Florida, Colorado, just got in California, North
Okay.
Carolina,
Okay.
working on Texas, Illinois,
Gotcha.
Georgia, just got in Kansas.
man, that's a lot of states.
That's
Yeah.
all over.
I'm
the
trying to
place.
count, man, but you're rattling off so quick, man. My hands are done.
New York, just in some barrels in New York.
Good deal.
Yeah,
All right.
man.
Well, hot dang.
I
So-
love the shape of this bottle.
Thank
so
you.
It's
I
so
do too.
different.
I really like that bottle. That was one of the big things. Whenever I saw it, I was like, "Dude, that's exciting! It's a cool bottle. It's different. It stands out from the rest of the rest of your brands that you guys have done." So I really like that. For one, I like the height of it. So like if you put it on a bar, especially like on a bar top, like for somebody that's a mixologist or a bartender or whatever, it gives them an opportunity to look at that piece. So
Yeah, our co-founder William Francis, he found this bottle for us, and I like it. It kind of reminds me of like a Michter's bottle or something, you know.
yeah, little like Michter's. Yeah, it's almost like a weird mixture between Michter's and
Bullet?
I was going to say even because of it's a little bit more robust on the side. I was going to say a little bit like the Four Roses limited edition small batch bottles.
I could see that. Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
don't you think it's got a little
Yeah.
bit more heavy on the round side on top?
I like it. I like it.
but it's also not a super tall bottle, so it's going to fit on most shelves.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure, I do. I really like that, and so I heard that there's a new thing where now in the United States are going to allow distilleries and things like that to start doing 700 mils. What's up with that, or do you know any background on that piece?
I drink bourbon every day.
He's probably forgot more than
My
we
business
have.
partners, they take care of all that.
They take care of that, all that stuff?
I just like to. I'm the taste tester, and I transfer stuff, and
Gotcha.
I bottle stuff, and I do fun stuff like this.
I hear you.
I like
My
to
kinda
party.
man.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Thank
So
you,
this
Nick.
aspect
Nick
that-
Ellensworth. You're the man.
So we're about to dive into some good times, and we're going to talk about some good times. So I'm gonna ask you a series of questions that I like to ask some of the people that come on the show and things like that, and we're going to go from there. This first one is the orange.
Yeah, it's
Rye.
the Good Times Rye finished, orange finish. It's 116 proof.
All right, and that's was it orange carousel barrels or what? Like
It's a secret.
it's a secret. Man, don't want to give away all the juice, man. Come on, inquiring minds want to know. We love transparency.
Well, it
This
does
is-
say distilled in Indiana on the label, so
Yeah,
he's at least giving us that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, dude, the nose on this thing it is a citrus bomb.
So these
Absolutely.
orange finishes are my favorites. I grew up. Nick, one of the co-founder of Good Times. I remember growing up, and he loved to drink Grand Marnier on the rocks. And I know that sounds weird, but it's not so bad. It's not so bad, especially when you're 21 years old
I'll give you
or a
that.
little younger than 21 years old.
So
And,
we were SoCo kids,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, that was our gateway drug into bourbon was SoCo.
there you go. So you get the rye spice and you get
Yep.
the orange, and it mingles just perfectly. I like it.
It does. It's got a lot going on, man. That rye though is. So is this the 95.5 or is it's not the 51.49? Is it?
I do not have that information in front of me. What do you think? What do you it almost tastes like a 51.
Does it really?
I mean,
I haven't even tasted it yet.
There's a lot more rye taste to this.
Yeah. But the 95 should be more rye, right? So
Yeah.
but like that's what I'm saying. Like it's got a lot of rye to it. It's got a lot of spice, but I mean, it
but
could
that
be,
orange sweetness just
yeah,
balances
that,
it perfectly.
it does.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really does. It
It-
gives it a nice
yeah.
flavor. It gives it a great profile.
I think it's it tastes like around 100 proof, don't you think? I mean, it's
And it just lingers
super
on the front and the back palate.
Yeah.
Real long.
I like these orange finishes.
Dreamsicle fudge.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I get that. Yep. I was thinking, and we've talked about it on other things that we've had that were kind of that have those orange finishes. It reminds me of those Terry's oranges.
Yeah.
The chocolate
Absolutely.
oranges.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of that chocolate, a little bit of that cherry.
Yeah.
It's got just enough of a Kentucky hug on the back end.
Now listen, I said I wasn't going to do water, but
Yeah, you did.
I'm intrigued about this one. Just a drop of water.
Well, so take you a couple Luxardo cherries and put it in here, and you got an old fashioned.
I was about to say it'd be an old fashioned
Oh, those
glass
would
for
be
sure.
great.
It's
Right
an
out of
old
the
fashioned,
bottle.
almost in a bottle.
right
Yeah.
out of the bottle
For
with
sure.
some cherries.
Oh,
Yep.
screw it. I'm trying water.
Hey, I'll try to. Let's have some fun.
Yeah. So I was just kind of curious more or less what it would do with the nose because I was hoping it might open up a little bit more because
It kills some of that orange.
it does. The nose drops out a little bit of the orange,
Yeah.
A little bit more rye.
Yeah.
A little more.
but it's opening up some of the more of the tobacco notes
Yeah.
and some of the sweeter notes
Yeah.
on the
little
nose
floral.
at least. Yeah.
Just a couple drops of water brings the orange out at the finish, doesn't it?
Oh, that finish. And you were saying floral, like the orange blossoms
Yeah.
themselves, like on a
Yeah,
fresh
like in
orchard.
Florida. Yeah. When you're driving through
absolutely, yep.
Florida, that smell. Yep.
Yep.
Brings out the citrus on the back end, but also brings out a lot more of that rye pop.
It does. It does.
Yeah, the rye definitely comes out a lot more on when you add a couple of drops.
Look at the legs on it, too.
Oh, dude, it's got legs for days for sure.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things I noticed whenever I was twirling the glass. So,
God, that's good.
good times, good stories. I know you got to have a few.
Where do you want to start?
And I've been at a couple of campouts with you. Most of them have been at Old Forester. So, but I do remember one, and refresh my memory if I'm wrong. I think it was like 2019 Bellmead, the honey release.
Yeah.
That was
2020. Yeah, that was right at when COVID after.
It was,
'cause
yeah.
I just came back from Mardi Gras.
yeah, yeah.
And I stopped there on the
Sure,
way
there's
back
a story
from,
there.
So that whole day was just crazy. I felt like that night. There was liquor flowing everywhere. It was parking's a nightmare down there. All that stuff. So I remember that being just kind of a funny, weird, kind of crazy night. So what's your like craziest night that you've had for like a camp out for picking up some bourbon?
That's one of them. I mean, that was a party that night.
No, dude, it was a party.
I just came back from Mardi Gras and it was still a party. I was like,
I was about to say, you were-
party never ending. Let's go.
So that was a good one. And I'm trying to think of. So how many of the store releases did you do? Did you do a lot of those? I don't remember seeing you at those, and maybe I was just at a different release, things like that. Did you ever have any like crazy times at store releases?
I mean, like everybody else,
Yeah.
it's kind of a blur, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. There for the first couple years we had good times going. I mean, we'd have 2-3 barrel picks a day, and just getting blackout drunk 5-6 days a week. It was rough. Yeah.
Really?
It was rough. Yeah.
So
now I have time to sit back and breathe. We've got some help now, and
Gotcha.
and
But
we've
you were doing 2-3 picks a day sometimes.
Yeah, it was wild.
How many barrels per day?
Well, 2 or 3.
There's
But you were
Yeah.
tasting whoever knows how many.
yeah, because everybody comes out there who likes to drink. You know, so.
Yeah. So, matter of fact, I think your very first 7-year barrel I helped sell was one of my clients. They went down there and bought one of your very first 7-year-old barrels.
It was,
Lincoln in them. So
I think
Cool.
those barrels were in the 60s for us
Yeah.
on our second year. So that was, and now we still have those same barrels, and I think they're almost 10 years old now.
that's crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you had enough that you kept replenishing your younger stock, but you still were letting some of your younger stock get older.
Yeah.
That's
Of course.
kinda-
Yeah, we want to have, like a 10 and a 12-year and a 14 and 16-year-old release, with our OG stuff. So
Gotcha.
we've set some back.
So what's the oldest barrel you guys got sitting right now?
We got some almost 18-year-old Alberta Ryes. We got 15-year-old American light whiskeys. We've got 10-year-old MGP bourbon.
Gotcha.
Now, 9-year-old MGP Ryes.
The Alberta stuff. That
So those Albertas, they're unique. I mean, it's weird. They're tasty as hell. Don't get me wrong, but they've got a funk to them.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if you've ever had any of those or not,
Nope,
Barbara.
never.
Being a rye person, you'll love them.
Oh,
but
fabulous.
But it's just got. What is it that it's just different than Kentucky or American rye? I mean, and I don't know what it is. I mean,
They're different. I think most of them are aged in used barrels to begin with, and they don't have as much climate change up there. Probably has a little bit of something to do with it as well.
yeah.
Okay.
They've got different rye, different rye growing up there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot of different factors. The water's different.
Yeah,
Everything's different.
They
I mean,
almost have a dusty quality to them, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Even in some of their younger stuff. I mean, like I tried one time. I want to say it was like a 12 or a 14-year-old, and it tasted like it had way more age. Like it had like when you open a bottle of Dusties, like
Oh, cool.
So, and I think the 18s are especially because I think another local label, they did one that was an 18-year that was pretty good.
so we've actually released an Old Rick, an 18-year-old Old Rick.
Okay.
And it's available down at John O's.
Okay,
in
John O's?
E-Town.
Yeah, in E-Town.
It's
Yeah.
delicious. It's amazing.
Look, we're going to have to make a trip to E-Town, it sounds like.
We actually brought those in and double oaked those for a year as well, and it turned out fantastic. Yeah.
I
so
bet
I know what I'm doing Saturday, possibly.
Yeah, I helped John O's do a Peerless pick one time not that long ago, and we had a lot of fun on that. But so
I've done a Willet pick with John O's.
gotcha.
I've done Four
So there you go.
Roses picks
Outside
with
of your
them.
label, what's your favorite picks?
Willet and Four Roses. I
Willet
would
and Four
say
Roses?
tops my
All right,
list. Yeah.
good deal. I love it when people are able to talk about stuff other than their own.
Yeah.
because it's great, right? I mean, good whiskeys, good fellowship. That's what makes this thing so much fun and things to that nature. So questions? Anybody yet?
Y'all like this? What do y'all think?
No, I think it's
wonderful.
delicious.
This one's awesome.
I'm already sniffing the apple.
Okay.
I love that orange.
I haven't gotten there.
That orange finish on that is just
Yeah.
amazing.
No, that one
Perfect.
is.
And it's all about timing. Like the barrels taste different daily, weekly, monthly. So you really need to stay on top of them and bottle them when they're at their prime.
Right.
So I mean, so it has.
Is there a sweet spot though? Like you don't have to check one before a month old, or do you don't have to check one before 6 weeks or
so
12
we don't
weeks?
even
or,
try it until it's 30 days. Been in a finishing barrel for 30 days.
Gotcha.
And then
Okay.
we taste it again after 60 days, and then we make a decision most likely after 60 days if we're gonna go ahead and transfer it again or bottle it or let it sit longer.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I got a question for you. Are you letting anything sit in these barrels when you're still filling them? Like, is there any honey still in it or maple or whatever have you?
So when we started, we thought that was cool, but now no. We bring the barrels in, we inspect them, we take everything out of them. Like sometimes I get vanillas in, and if the barrel smells too vanillish, I'll actually put some distilled water in there, roll the barrel around, and dump it out because I don't want anything to be over finished. I just want a kiss of the finish. I can't afford to lose to mess anything up. So.
Right.
Oh, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
So and as we progressed, and learned, I just like I like bourbon. And I like rye. I just want a kiss of the finish. I want you to be able to try it and not be like, oh, this is flavored or you know what I'm saying. I want you to be like, oh, this has just got a hint of that orange. You know, like it's not too much, right?
Oh yeah, you don't want anybody saying you're trying to age
Yeah.
young stuff to mask it.
Yeah, I wanted you to still be able to tell this is a 7-year-old rye. Can you tell it's still a 7-year-old
Oh, yeah.
rye? It's delicious. It's a mature rye whiskey, and it's got a kiss of orange to it, and I think it's fantastic.
So this apple, man, it's got a crazy nose on it. I mean, it just goes on for days. This is one of these ones you could just literally probably just sniff the glass for a couple hours after you drank it. Mm-hmm. So
What's
Barbara,
this?
what is it, Barbara?
All right, so this is a Double Apple Good Times Rye, barrel strength, single barrel rye whiskey finished in Copper and King's apple brandy barrels and French Calvados apple brandy barrels. Comes in at 120 proof. Let's figure this baby out.
So this is just me being crazy because you rarely ever see these. What is it? Glittered? I mean, it's
Reflective.
Yes, that might be the best way to put it. The labels on that. So, does the TTB like those or not like those? Or I'm looking at this one over here,
Oh,
but I know
yeah,
it's not
yeah.
that. But I'm just saying. So I've seen you do it with Good Times as well. I've seen where you've had some of these labels that have like that
They're like
mirror
that
quality.
iridescent.
Yeah, iridescent.
Well, so they're more about the lingo and the wording on it than like what the material it's printed on.
Gotcha.
all
Gotcha.
right.
Yeah.
So as long as it has what they approve on it.
Yeah. As long as all the information's on there that needs to be on there, then
They don't really care then.
yeah, I mean, you can get it printed on different types of paper. You know?
So Calvados is one of those weird like brandies that I have a love-hate relationship with it. And this one is one of these that I'm just like, man, it's hitting. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about the nose?
The nose is
It reminds me
terrific.
of.
Holy
I've
mackerel.
actually had that brandy before. It reminds me of that brandy.
Okay. I get
So did you?
I get like a green apple, like a fresh green
Yep.
apple.
Yep, green.
That more crisp,
Yep.
clean
and
kind
then
of smell.
a Bartlett pear.
Yep.
There's that real tart, that pear
Yeah.
Bartlett's. Get a little bit of that and get that Granny Smith.
Get a little bit of sugar in there, like a light brown sugar or
Yep.
something.
This tastes like a 95 rye, doesn't it? I believe this is a 95
Yeah,
rye.
Yeah.
this one definitely
Yes.
tastes. This one's definitely heavy
Oh yeah,
rye.
that's definitely a 95.
But holy cow!
That's good.
It hits up front with the rye. It
But
lingers
it's
a little bit,
bit-
but the apple's so much.
Mid to finish, man. It's apple. It's crisp.
Apple
It's got
crisp. And that's exactly what I was thinking was an apple crisp.
It's got some nice baking spice in that mid palate.
Yeah.
It's like a very light pastry added in there somewhere.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
You still get the nice, the Kentucky hug from it too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can taste that rice.
This one actually
spice.
drinks closer to proof though.
Yes, one.
It's got a little bit of
Yeah.
a bite.
It's nice though.
It is.
Like,
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Yeah. It stays
heartwarming.
above the It stays above the collarbone, which is where like once it gets below the collarbone, I'm like I'm almost done with anything that gets below that collarbone because it just I don't want chest burn.
Yeah, I don't. Nobody likes that.
You know.
What's the proof on this one?
120.
You don't think it drinks to proof, Nick? I see you're over there. Okay.
I'm sort of
I
with
think
Nick
it's.
on that.
I think it drinks closer to proof than the other ones.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
I think
but
this is probably in the 110, 112 range is
That's
what
what
I
I
would
was
put it
thinking.
at.
Yeah.
The finish on it is just
God
amazing.
almighty.
Finish is great. Yeah, it's nice and steady and smooth.
Yep.
Wraps around your tongue.
I mean, you could probably get somebody that doesn't like bourbon to drink this very easily,
And this is
without
a
them
rye.
ever knowing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
And that's a rye.
It's like Lionel Richie, man. Easy like Sunday morning.
Morning. You got it.
The old Commodores.
Golly.
Are we going to add some water to this too?
Nope,
I have
I'm not.
to.
She can't.
Barbara's
I'm
going
not.
to. We'll let-
You
we'll
know
let-
Barbara's got to.
we're gonna let Barbara do some science for us.
Alrighty.
She can be the sacrificial lamb on this one.
So, what's your favorite wood to work with, or cooperage?
We get our. Are you talking like new char barrels or?
Yeah. So if
finishing
you're doing
barrels?
double oaks, because you all do a lot of double oak products, right?
We
So-
get our char 4s from Kelvin,
Kelvin. Okay.
and we get our char 5s from Speyside.
Speyside. Okay.
Yeah. And we love them.
All right. And then when you're getting your finishing barrels, do you just get those through a brokerage house, or do you have like a couple people that like you only trust those guys, or do you try to make trades with like places like Copper and Kings or things like that?
We grade our vendors, and
Gotcha.
we try to get the barrels from our top vendors.
Gotcha.
You're only as good as your supply. So,
No, I understand that
so
100%.
we try to do what's best, get the best quality in.
Yep.
And sometimes we pay twice as much from some people than other people, but you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
So
I've been a firm believer in that as far as like, especially when you look at, where things have gone. And like you said earlier, the Amburana barrels are, above $2,000 now at this point, and they weren't that expensive, but when it hit. Like, I mean, they're taking advantage of it.
yeah.
Now, granted, it's a harder wood to get, but yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. Couple of things.
All right. What do we got with water?
All right. With water, I get more of the sugar that Carl was saying earlier. It kind of cuts that, the tartness of like a green apple, Granny Smith type thing. But man, that rye pops like nobody's business.
The crazy thing is, and I finally added water because you made me. The front palate's got a very, very like robust, like almost like brandy type flavor to it. Like you can really get those apple notes and that stuff. But man, that rye just hits the mid palate, and then it's so
cardamom,
sweet.
nutmeg, all of
down.
that fun. Oh,
Yeah, I think the splash of, or just a couple drops of water open that rice spice up at the end a
Absolutely.
lot. Like the finish just goes for days.
I mean, you
man.
still have a lot of that, apple in there, but
It definitely brings up the sweetness up front.
the
Yeah.
sweetness more up front.
So the water added a little sweetness, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
But to me, the rye spice really, really, really pops, almost to a minty portion. So
Like an Andes or something.
no, it's
No.
more of like a heavy spearmint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more like a heavy spearmint.
kind of medicinal too.
Yeah,
like
just
a
a
like a
tiny
like a
bit.
like double mint gum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but a little bit more bite. But
That rye stays on the mid palate.
it's definitely a neat pour.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Definitely a neat pour. Barbara made me mess it up. So.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
all
I didn't
good.
make nobody do
blame you.
nothing. All right. Nick has given me a question for you. What was the inspiration for the Napoleon release?
Is it Napoleon or Neapolitan?
Neapolitan. Whatever.
So we were being trolled on Instagram, and
Oh.
someone actually had an ice cream truck, and it says "Good Times Flavors" on it, and so we were like, "Fuck it, let's do a fucking Neapolitan."
I love
finish.
it. I
Fuck
love
these trolls, and it's fucking amazing too. I should have brought a bottle. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You do have one guy that really, really just gives you guys the nails, man. And I've watched a couple of his videos, and I'm just like, man. So we've had private conversations about it, and like I said, and the funny thing is, so people have asked me, and I've been out to your all's place. I've been out there a couple of different times. And I said, man, I've never seen anything like that. If it's happening, it's happening behind closed doors, that type of thing. I said, but and there's days it's just like, damn, like people have to just, there's just haters, and there's always going to be a hater. And then what do you do in those situations? You just either embrace it, right, and just go right at it,
Steer right at it.
Embrace it,
or you deny, plausible cause, whatever, but embracing it and just going at it and just doing whatever. I feel like that's the best route to go.
I have nothing to hide, so I'm ashamed of nothing, and I've worked my ass off to get to where I'm at. And I was unemployed when I started Good Times.
And I tell that people that story. People are like, they're like, man, these guys. Well, I'm like, dude, that's like. I remember Jimmy. I was like, he waited tables.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy
I
was
worked
a
at Red
waiter.
Lobster for 13 years
Yeah.
before I started Good Times.
I was like, so it's one of those funny things, isn't it? And I said, honestly, that probably worked in their advantage. I said, because they didn't have anything to lose.
Nothing to lose. We bought 4 barrels. I sold 50 G's in my personal collection to start Good Times, and we bought 4 barrels, took a risk, and we sold those in about 8, and sold those in about 16, sold those in about 30. Now we've got 1,000 barrels. So
Yep.
dreams come true.
It's crazy.
Hard work and dedication.
It's hard work, right?
It's a little bit of support, and the haters inspiring us to work harder every day.
Well, you also have a little testicular fortitude. Is what I'll always call. You got to put your nuts out there, right?
That's right.
it's not easy to throw 50 G's on the table and be like, well, let's just gamble with it, right? Like, I mean,
I was scared to death, bro. I was unemployed. I was wondering how I was going to pay my mortgage the next month, and
Right. So-
I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful to be here.
I tell people all the time, the bourbon community is so unique, especially like barrel picks, clubs, things like that. Like they want something cool, they want something unique, and
I still want to do a barrel pick.
And I tell you, the fun thing about that is the fact that we need to get you out on a barrel pick.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the
Come on
outlet.
out.
Maybe we just go out to Good Times. And
We're
pick
working on
something up.
distribution here in Indiana, so
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nick's happy.
So that being said, it's a big thing. You know, you got to get out there and you got to do it. So we saved what I'm going to say was the best for last because I'm a junkie for Indiana light whiskey.
Same.
Tell us about this Old Rick.
Old Rick barrel, uncut light whiskey, but distilled in Indiana for 15 years. It's 70 proof. Well,
70%.
70%.
70 proof. I was like, well, that's not light
a
whiskey.
little bit, all right.
So,
He's having a good time.
Good times, bring it on.
I'm definitely having a great time.
what you need to do now is start playing that. Didn't Alan Jackson got a song called Good Time?
Yes, he does. Because it's been playing in my head this whole time.
It seems like about every other song on the radio has got the word good times in it now.
Yeah. Like I said, at first I thought you all were crazy. I was like, they're gonna name this shit Good Times. Like, what are they doing? And then I started. These dudes are party guys. They like to have a good time.
I love that
And there's
name.
there's nothing better than having a good time.
There's a story behind that. Do you want me to tell it real quick?
I asked you
Yes.
shit. I mean, give me the story.
So we're sitting around and we done decided we're going to start good times and we're trying to think of names and we're just fucked up. Like we've been smoking and drinking all day. It's midnight. We barely can keep our eyes open. And when you're that fucked up, you don't know what to say. You know, you're kind of looking at each other and you're like, good times, man. And we're like, fuck, that's the name. It was like
I
a
love
midnight
it.
slur, you know what I'm saying? And it fucking stuck. And here we are.
There you go.
Bring it. I love it.
It's kind of like it meant to happen. I don't know.
3 years later, it's there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love this Old Rick label, by the way.
Thank you.
Yep, I do. I really, really like the Old Rick label. The fact that you got a Rick House on there and things like that. And the crazy thing is you that's something you have to trademark, right? Every bit of that has to be trademarked. You need the name, the picture. And that's the other people. People don't understand what goes into these labels and into, the process of making a brand and things like that. Like you said, you probably had hundreds of names you sent to the patent guy. Like, hey, can we do this? Can we do that? And
Yeah. There's a lot more to it than what people realize.
Yeah.
And I love this bottle because there's a mud base to the bottom of it. So
a mud base. Is that
what that's called.
Is that really what that's called?
I don't
I had no idea.
I've been watching antique bottle collecting.
Okay, all right.
A little weird.
learn something new every day.
You weird? No.
Jimmy, you got a mud base bottle, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bunch of different. It's like an octagon or something on the bottom of this. I'm not counting it.
He likes the shape of my bottle.
Woohoo.
He's handling it real hard.
No, no.
Anyway, 70 proof. I mean, 140
No,
proof.
140.
70% alcohol by volume. 15-year-old MGP Indiana light whiskey. So I'm going to tell you what, the nose on this thing, it's tobacco. It's got some caramel. Got a little bit of vanilla.
Brown sugar.
Yeah. Oh, it does. Yeah. It just smells old. It does. It really does. It's got so much character on the nose.
Tons of like burnt brown sugar. And
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's delicious.
Like the top of flan.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Like the top of flan. You know when
Yep.
they caramelize the sugar on top of that?
It's opened up since we've been sitting here too. It's gotten a lot sweeter.
I haven't even taken my first sip yet. I'm still
Oh
just
my
nosing this
God.
bad
You
boy.
get the sweetness up front, but you get like a little bit of a charcoal flavor at the back end, but it's really subtle.
Yeah, we might have double oaked this one for about a year and added just beautiful color and finish.
Oh, yeah.
to it
This
and-
baby is beautiful.
Wow, that's impressive. That's really good, man.
Yeah, this is my baby right
I got a
here.
question for you.
Yeah.
Where can you find Old Rick?
So we have distribution in Kentucky. So there are some bottles. Our Kentucky distributor is based out of Lexington. So he has sold a lot of bottles to the Lexington area. I've got his contact information if anybody wants or needs that. But this is phenomenal. I think retail on this is like $250, $300.
That's not bad.
But it's worth every penny. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
this bottle actually went to Mexico with me and back. I think I've been savoring it.
To Mexico.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
You guys aren't
considering-
friends with Jimmy on Facebook like I am, but
No.
Mexico was a trip. I can tell you right now, just from the pictures I saw. Poor Nick. Nick broke his arm while he was
He
down
broke
there.
his arm. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, they had some good times down there. I can tell you, they might have had a bad time too. I don't know because Nick looked like one day he looked great, the next day he looked like he'd been through the ringer.
It sounds like Jared's trip to Mexico.
Oh.
This was a 2-week binge. It was quite the fiasco. But it
Probably a
was
well-needed getaway.
So we went down there. We're starting tequila brands. So we went down there to
Oh,
source
okay.
tequila.
Oh Lord.
and we traveled. Yeah, we
Can we tell the cartel story?
there are some cartel stories. Yes. There's all
There has
kinds
to
of
be. If it
stories.
has anything to do with agave spirits or
Yes.
tequila, there's got to be a cartel story in there someplace.
There's a lot of stories. A lot of stories. We ended up going to it was Halloween. Yeah, it was Halloween, and we went to Fortaleza's Halloween party.
Oh God! So you were there during Dios Day,
The Day of
Dead,
Dead.
yeah, Day of the Dead.
We were
yeah.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were actually in
Wow.
Puerto Vallarta during their big festival there.
Oh, that's
It
gonna
was
be amazing.
That
They
would
had
be
the
awesome.
biggest Katrina doll in the world. They had the Guinness World Record Katrina doll in the square,
Oh, cool.
and it was a fiesta.
So that had to be almost as cool as Mardi Gras.
it was probably cooler.
Really?
I
I'd
mean,
say it'd probably be
Nice.
cooler.
it was.
I mean,
Yeah.
Mardi Gras is a ball. Like, it's
Yeah.
just a party, and it's
Nah.
titties and ass and beads and puke, and I mean anything you can imagine. That's Mardi Gras. I'm telling you, it's nuts. But I mean, something like that—that's heritage, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like when you get down to Mexico, like those people, they throw down.
Yeah.
The food's fantastic, but you're sick every night because if you drink the water, you're messed up. Because we're not built like these people are.
Nope.
But I mean, just the heritage piece down there is just crazy.
I mean, it was. We were in Puerto Vallarta for the festival, and then we went to Sayulita, and I mean,
Gotcha.
it was just. And I'm allergic to shellfish, and I almost died a couple times. But,
Oh,
you know,
shucks.
I'm
That's
still
always
here,
fun.
you know.
No
Well-
EpiPens.
I don't believe in the doctors, so
Oh, dear.
a ball of bourbon a day will keep the doctor away.
There you go.
so.
Listen, I was a firm believer of that during COVID.
120 proof kills everything.
That's what I
doesn't
said. Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty much pickled at this point during COVID. I was like, man, I'm not scared of you,
it? The legs on this just
Yeah.
hug that glass
dude.
forever.
It does. It does.
They just stay.
The finish on it is just.
It's
Yeah, it's
fantastic.
beautiful.
This is special. I really enjoy this, man.
I mean, what's a drink like? What proof? I mean,
No, it doesn't drink anywhere near 140.
Oh, God,
It's
no.
like more like a 116.
Yeah, I'd say 120.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Say
you
110.
you're drinking a higher alcohol content because of the oiliness and because of the way that it coats your tongue
Yeah.
and that pop that it gets. But it's definitely got some nice idiosyncrasies to it that
Yeah.
that most people don't get. And I honestly think it's probably came from that double oaking because it gives it a really really nice char level and pops good.
I don't think it gets much better than this.
No.
No.
I mean,
Definitely
this is
not.
the pinnacle of whiskey right here.
No, that's solid. That's
That
for
is
sure
the
solid.
pinnacle. Because I used to do a bunch of J-Matt picks back in the day, and he had that light whiskey. And
Yeah.
people didn't realize, and people still don't realize how good that stuff is.
Dude, I tell people all the time, and you don't like whiskey,
mean,
dog. Tell them
yeah.
all the time.
I mean, I think, like I said, retailing this is $250, $300, and I think there's some brands out there that release it and were sub $100 a bottle, and I don't understand. I mean, that was crazy. I stocked up on it and drank a bunch of that stuff, you know.
yeah.
But now the stuff people are realizing that there's none left, and what's left is high dollar and how good it is, and
Yep.
I just think we've got a dozen barrels of these left, and I just want to hold on to them forever.
So
I
refresh
just
my
wanna
memory
drink
because sometimes my memory's not good. The Indiana Light Whiskey is 99.1, right?
Yes,
It's
sir.
super heavy corn. So that's the reason I think double oaking makes such a huge deal to these things because it takes all that sweetness and it gives it something to connect to and gives it that opportunity. So
Very much so.
Yeah.
bravo on this one, man. This is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And the story I heard on these are this used to be a component to Seagram 7 back in the day.
Yep.
And then I guess when they sold the brand, the barrels sat there and they got older, and that's when they started selling them off. And
Yep.
we just bought some more light whiskey barrels. I think they're around 9 or 10 years old, and we
Yep.
should be bringing them in soon. And I'm going to double oak those and have do some blending, hopefully, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe some single barrels. We'll
There we
figure it
go.
out, you know.
Hold some back.
Yeah, I definitely want to hold some back.
Hold some back.
I love this stuff. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
dude.
I mean, does it get any better than this?
no, it
No.
really
No.
doesn't. I mean, you know,
Does it?
I mean,
No.
I literally just bought a 15-year-old Indiana Light Whiskey a couple weeks ago. This knocks it out of the park.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hands
Yeah.
down.
It does.
Well, I finished it for a year. Double oaked this for a year in Kelvin barrel.
I can't believe it spent that much time in a double oak barrel.
I think it did
'cause
wonders.
It did, but I would
Absolutely.
have expected it to have more of an oak bite, like I
Yeah.
would, but it doesn't. I mean, it's nice. It's got a nice
Perfect.
Got the caramel. It's got everything going on.
Agreed.
Right.
Absolutely.
It has
It's
just enough
definitely
oak.
just perfect.
Well, it's about timing. I was in there trying these barrels, and we were happened to be launching Old Rick, and I was like, "This is just hitting, Nick. I mean, we got to do something with this right now." I was like, "What are we
Right.
gonna do?" And he's like, "Well, we got we can do our first Old Rick release. I'm like, let's do it.
Let's do it.
That's
Yeah.
one hell of a release. And
So you and Nick started Old Times, and then you co-founded that, and then you guys.
I mean, good
Good
times.
times.
Good,
Times.
didn't I say Good Times?
No,
No, you said Old Times.
Old Times. My bad. Good Times. So
Light whiskey's
well, one of the
good.
labels does say Good Old Times. With all fairness, it does say Good Old Times.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, so you get that, and then the other two labels you said you started with other folks. So what does that look like from you guys from a strategic or a structural standpoint?
Yeah, we had a customer, and they were wanting to start a brand, and so we started Bridle and Bit with them, and they had some really good ideas, and we're like, let's go with it. And they came up with this beautiful bottle and the design, and had a great game plan on how we're going to finish these bourbons, and
Just went out and
it's just-
executed it.
Yeah, and we hooked them up with some of the light whiskey barrels we had, and
Right.
I mean we have a good source on barrels, and it's everything fell in place. I mean, I believe everything happens for a reason in
Right.
life, you know, and
Absolutely.
that's why I'm sitting at the table with you guys right now.
Right.
So
And Old Rick was you and Nick, right?
yeah, so we started accumulating some older barrels, and we were trying to figure out what we're going to do with it, and so we launched this Old Rick brand, and I love Old Rick. Like you said, the labels are
Yeah.
sexy, and the
Yeah.
bottle's sexy, and the juice is good.
Oh
I think
my
it's a
God.
home
Juice
run.
is
Like,
Yeah.
home run, definitely.
I've got another one over there, a cigar 8-year-old. We need to try that next.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely dive in that after we get off here, but you know, so
Sorry, folks.
that's all right. Well, yeah, we got to save some of the good stories for later. So
Yeah.
I like to sometimes talk about what we talked about off air.
That's right.
Anyway,
Which
so,
one's other than the light whiskey? Which one do you like out of the other three?
So honestly, if I was gonna rank the four of them together, I'd go Indiana Light Whiskey first. That's a home run. I would actually probably go Apple, Amburana, and then last would be Orange for me.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know. Anybody else want to rank them?
Yeah. What's everybody else? Think?
I would go for what is it, Old Rick?
Yep.
Sorry. Shush.
She's had a little too much.
Hush. The Old Rick, Apple, Orange, and then the Amburana
Okay.
for me.
All right.
I'd probably go Old Rick, Bridle and Bit, then the Apple, then the Orange.
There you go. Yep. No. Okay.
Yep.
Nick's with me.
Nick's with
Nick's
Carl.
with Carl. All right.
Okay.
So,
And I've got to say they're all equally delicious.
Well,
oh, you don't have to say that.
I
man.
do.
Come on, man.
the
Everybody's
light
got-
whiskey.
everybody's-
No,
everybody,
no, no, no,
everybody
no, no,
has
no.
to have a favorite kid. You just
The light
Absolutely.
whiskey is my baby.
Right.
I'm taking her home with me tonight.
so speaking of kids. Now, I know you got a kid that just won a state championship, right?
yeah,
How cool was that?
that's amazing.
That is.
He's actually he went to my high school, and we lost the game before state, and he won state, and they're in 6A. So when
Yeah.
I was a senior there were 700 people in the school, and now there's like 4,000 people.
Yeah.
So they went
Wow.
from 2A to 6A,
Yeah.
and they just beat Mel, which is, if anybody knows
Oh,
anything,
it's a big deal.
Whoa.
yeah,
It's a
they're
big
the
deal.
powerhouse, and
Yeah.
they beat them
Wow.
twice this year.
That's
so
sweet.
That's very
That's sweet.
impressive.
That's
That is
pretty
very
yeah.
impressive.
So it's, and then the quarterback is actually walking on at University of Louisville, so
That's
I think
cool.
he's going to be a
Sweet.
stud. I'm pretty excited.
There you go. Hot dang.
It's not good to be a U of L fan right now, but I think we have our good times are coming back around.
Did we
Well-
pop some corks that night?
Just a few, probably.
Brahms in. That's right.
He's going to turn the program around.
I did. Listen, I'm a big Brahm fan, and you know,
Yes.
because of my Catholic school background, the time I spent, with the Catholic school system, I'm super close to the Brahm family. Those people are fantastic people. So I think Louisville's definitely pick up for that. So.
yeah.
So hey, if people want to find Good Times, Bridle and Bit, or Old Rick, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you? Do you want websites, Good Times, or are we
Yeah.
doing Facebook? How do they get you?
We're on Instagram and Facebook on all three brands. Bridle and Bit's got Facebook, Instagram, Good Times, and Old Rick. So look them up.
Gotcha.
Follow us. Send us a message. We'll tell you where some bottles are, where we got distribution.
And if they want to come out and do an actual barrel pick,
Yeah.
things like that, you all are located at.
We're in Frankfort, Kentucky.
Frankfurt.
Whiskey
Okay.
Thief Distillery.
Okay.
There.
Ooh,
Yeah.
cool.
And you guys are like literally right off the exit. So you get
Right
off at
off.
Frankfurt, you turn left, and then it used to be, that's Whiskey Thieves now, but
Yeah.
it
Used to be
used to be
Three
Three
Boys
Boys.
Farm.
Yeah, Three
Yeah.
Boys Farm.
Okay.
And it turn left, and it's right there, right?
Yeah, we're between Buffalo Trace, Four Roses, and
Yep.
Wild Turkey. So
Yep.
just
So you're
in the
all right
middle
out
of it
there.
all. Yeah.
Nice.
Good
Yeah,
deal.
it's a beautiful facility. They got our bottles in the gift shop there at the distillery.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's a
About to
cool
ask
way for
that.
people to get
There
that.
you go.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Do a tour. They've got some really great things going on out there. Like we're like at home out there. We love those guys.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. Well, good deal. So that's this episode of Bourbon Barrel Talk. If you want to find us, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitter. You can also make sure you hit the subscribe button, whether it's your favorite medium, whether it is Spotify, iTunes, or even Pandora. We're on all those set up. So this is Scott, Jimmy, Barbara, Carl, and Nick signing off. Peace out.
See ya.
Peace out.
Whoop, whoop.